Ladies and gentlemen, Two Dudes Talk Music in conjunction with E. Brown Industries and Big Jerry Burger brings to you everybody's new favourite game show, Get in the Bin. Now, let's go to our host, Reverend Raph and the beer buddy, Kyle. Welcome back to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. We are here with Ash from Firestorm and Lead Heavy Promotions that is going to be running the Metal to the Max Festival taking place in the October long weekend. All relevant links are down in the description. We've been covering this for a while now. You all know what it is. 2-3 days of heavy metal out at the Mad Max compound in Broken Hill. Get your tickets while they're still around because they're moving. What we are here for today, though, is Get in the Bin, which is everybody's favorite segment. It is Sunday. It is time for the game show that is Get in the Bin. So what we're going to be doing is talking to Ash and saying, hey, if you had phenomenal cosmic power and could just snap your fingers and eliminate or change things from the music business, 3 things, what would they be and why? What's your first one? What's the first thing you would eliminate from or change about the music business?
Look, Spotify's monopoly on not paying artists fairly, because from a Lead Heavy perspective, man, one of the main reasons of the triangle that I started it was so artists had a chance to do what they love to do and get paid equally and fairly for it. So yeah, Spotify's just monopoly. Like Spotify, don't get me wrong, Spotify's good for people that are, out to find new bands and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like it has changed the way that people, digest music. A lot of people take for granted now, like, oh, it's on Spotify. Why do I need to buy physical? Why do I need to buy this? Why do I need to buy that? And as a from a musician's perspective, we get paid very little to go and do shows, and we get paid, I think, cumulatively on Spotify and all streaming platforms, the way that they're set up nowadays, I think our EPs hit about 35,000 streams, and I think we've been paid like $18. So we get paid more from fucking one T-shirt than what we've been paid in the last year and a half from Spotify streams. And I mean, at the end of the day,
straw up in my mouth.
No shit. Like, it is, but at the same time, like, people listening to us obviously on Spotify come out and see us at shows. But yeah, if I had phenomenal cosmic power, it'd just be that, they got Ebenezer Scrooged and, taken through the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And, how about you make this fair for everyone? But yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I mean, look, we talked about this so much.
They might fall off.
We talked about this
It's probably
a lot.
the one thing. It's the one consistency.
Yeah. I mean, we have, we talked about this a lot on the podcast, and it's a rant that so much so that we don't need to get into the rant again, but it is very much a double-edged sword. And, it's something that, like, and you know what, though? I don't think it's even that great for discoverability anymore. Like, and
now that they've you got all these bots, and now you've got to pay for promotion on Spotify and everything like that. And it doesn't matter how good your music is. I've discovered some fucking absolutely killer bands. Like, for example, there's a band from Europe, from the UK called Tailgunner. They have very little, they've got, I think, that when I first heard them, they had about 3,000 followers on Facebook, and they had very little streams and all that sort of stuff. And they are absolutely phenomenal. It's like I felt like fucking my parents would have felt like when Iron Maiden first came out when I heard them. I was like, fuck, this is great. But the good thing is they have blown up. They've blown up in a massive way. But unless you pay for ads and all that sort of stuff on Spotify now, you run the risk of not. And it's the same on Facebook too. You could be grinding with posts and fucking interaction and everything all day, and then you get someone in that pays for a couple of fucking pays for likes, and then all of a sudden they got 10K followers on Facebook, and from a promoter perspective, I don't know,
Well, no, it even doubles back into the streaming side of things. Like, like when we were live streaming, there are people out there that pay for bots to pretend to watch your stream to make the numbers look bigger, to shove you further up into the list of the algorithm.
Yeah, correct.
It's almost gotten to the stage now where art is. It used to be you used to be able to sort of work off the back of your artistic nature. Now you got to have that, and then you got to hope that you actually do well enough to make a little bit of money, and that little bit of money that you do make, you got to put straight back into the fucking internet to try and boost yourself up a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not even putting it back into the right part of it either.
No, you're giving it back to them.
Precisely.
They give it to you and you're giving it back to them.
Yeah. All right, there you go. So that's one. What's number two?
Oh, number two, get in the bin. Fuck. He's put me on the spot here. I've been talking for 3 hours and I just feel like for the first time in the whole thing, I've been put on the spot.
Because look, the thing is, the whole point with this
venues, punters,
it can be big or small, something that you think is personal for you or for the betterment of the industry as a whole.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fucking, that's a good one actually. Capitalism. So I say this from a point of, for a perfect example, you've got the Crown and Anchor, which is a fucking Adelaide institution for metal and alternative music and punk music and all that sort of stuff. And the people, foreign ownership, own the building. And they want to demolish the Cranker, which has been this Adelaide institution for live music for fucking 40 plus years. They want to demolish it for more foreign housing for uni students and keep the mezzanine out the front, because the mezzanine and the front of it is heritage listed, but they want to turn the Crown and Anchor, which is the pub, into a foyer for this high-rise, just, cold-looking fucking high-rise.
Frankie's Pizza all over again from Sydney.
Yeah, it's always for student accommodation.
We were so lucky. We actually got to play Frankie's Pizza before like it shut, man. And that is it is Frankie's Pizza all over again. But the thing is, Frankie's Pizza was there for
the amount of time.
No, like a small footprint in the wind as Crown and Anchor. But hashtag save the Cranker. Everyone needs to get on it. All the staff that work there and everything are fucking lovely, all good friends. And if it happens, it'll be a massive blow for South Australian live music, man.
Fucked.
Sure. Yeah.
That is fucked.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good. Look it up, man. Hashtag save the Cranker. Look it up on Facebook.
Oh, I'm fucking looking it up now.
If you haven't heard about it, man, you will see. They fucking the premier of South Australia and everything have commented on it, and they're all trying to do their best to stop it. And at the end of the day, progress needs to happen, but at the same time, what's progress if you don't have anything from the progress of previous.
Well, the problem is, if they're handing out all these shitty fucking arts degrees, where are these people going to have to do their fucking art?
Yeah. That's it. But
Jesus Christ.
People need creatives and they need art, but they don't want to pay it.
So
they don't want to respect it as a career or respect the spaces for it.
Well, Enigma Bar, that's closed. That's no longer alive in Adelaide.
Yeah, I got to play there once. I got to play down there once with Tensions Arise. We came down and play. I played there that one time.
We've played the Cranker a heap of times. We played the Cranker with Idle Ruin and Shatterbrain. We played the Cranker with Livewire from Sydney.
Wow.
We played the Cranker with we supported Metal Church at the Cranker. Judas Priestesses, which are the only Judas Priest endorsed Judas Priest all-female cover band. They're playing the Cranker. All these international bands have played there, and it's not a massive venue. I think it's about 200 people cap, but it's so intimate and so good. It's the best dive bar sort of vibe. It's just fucking awesome, man.
That's fucking. Okay. It's sad that it's going.
Very, very sad.
No, we're going to save it. It's going to be saved.
Yeah.
We'll share the links. We'll have links in the description to the things, and we'll post on. We'll share the posts on Facebook as well about it. All right. And number 3. What's number 3?
Oh, look. I want to say AI, but I don't want to say AI because I just don't want to get dragged on the internet.
No. Look, at the end of the day, a lot of people have said AI. You're not the first person to say it.
I think AI can be a useful tool for writing songs, but mainly not writing a song so you don't have to do anything. I think everyone's got to. I think there's people out there that are complacent, that'll just completely rely on AI. And I know this may seem weird because someone actually dragged me the other day on one of the Lead Heavy posts about using an AI poster, and I was like, well, hang on a minute, let's look at it from this perspective. I went out and paid a guy to do me a poster for Metal to the Max. So I paid a local artist who did use his time, who I don't know if it was AI or not, but at the end of the day, he used his medium to get his art across. But at the same time, I understand where people come from and say, it'd be like if I bypassed everyone to do an AI poster myself because I can't fucking draw for shit, right?
Yeah.
I can't even draw a stick figure, right? But if this guy wants to use an AI background but then does all the hard graphic designing stuff, like, all the logo designing, all that sort of stuff from that perspective, I don't really care what background he uses.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I'm saying about writing tool. Like, I can't play guitar, right? But if I hear a riff in my head and I can utilize something from AI to bring that riff out of my head to here, and then I can play live drums to and then take it to the guys and they can actually learn it, I think that's a valuable writing tool.
Yeah. What you're actually talking about is the correct way to use AI.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you're asking a third party to do something and they use AI, that's got nothing to fucking do with you. You've paid the artist. You've done the right thing and used locally. The steps and shit after that are irrelevant to what's going on in your path.
Exactly.
Because you've done the right thing.
And you're right. Like, having it as a tool is key. Like, for example, when it comes to writing music, right, I tend to do my best work collaboratively. Like if you asked me on my own to write a song, it's probably going to be very, very generic, very boring, very stock standard, and not particularly interesting or unique, right? But if I'm working collaboratively with other people, I can, my tweaks and ideas that can spark off what other people are doing, and I'll be like, oh, see, that works. That's got me thinking about doing something like this, right? And like the combination and getting the juices flowing is what's important in that process. And I think you're right. Like, having AI as a tool to assist in the process rather than being the process. But the other problem that I think,
if it's treated as a tool rather than a crutch, like, a crutch is something that you lean on and that does all the work for you. Whereas, a tool is something that you may use to come to an end goal that you may have been able to come to. Like, so, perfect example, like, we live in Broken Hill, man. We live in the fucking asshole of nowhere. Like, when we recorded our EP, for us to go and record an EP somewhere is not as easy as someone that lives in Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane or whatever that can, jump in a car for 20 minutes and go record an album. We've got to, for us to go and record an album before we've even hit the studio, say we wanted to go down and record an album for a week, we're already up for over $4,000, $5,000 accommodation just to stay somewhere for the four of us. So out of necessity, we built our own studio. Like, I'm in it now.
Yeah.
So we built our own studio where we record all our drums, live drums. We send it all off to Dan Walderman from Silent Underground Studios. Big shout out to Dan. He actually makes me sound like I can play in time. But but then you've got, so if we weren't all living in the same spot, for us to get together and do that collaborative effort, it'd be fucking super hard.
Yeah. So,
coming back to it, like if I had an idea of a riff in my head, or, I don't see using AI as a tool to write any different than a guitarist programming drums. So at the end of the day, like, a guitarist doesn't play drums, so they program drums to what they think it should sound like. So if they spent, say a guitarist could spend, say it takes him 4 hours to program some drums, right? Or if he could do a couple of prompts, and get the same sort of drum beat, and then spend 8 hours recording and fleshing out that guitar riff.
Yeah.
Like
Time
something-
optimization.
Yeah, exactly. But and no one's to say that they're going to use exactly what comes out of AI as well, because like as we all know,
Well, it's not protected by copyright.
No, that's right. But we've all seen the thing where AI gets little bits of this and little bits of that from copyrighted stuff. But at the same time, it's pretty hard to copyright a drum beat or a guitar riff or a series of guitar notes that may sound the same as something else, unless it's like a blatant ripoff.
Look at metalcore in the 2000s. There's the metalcore riff that is like done by 100 different bands, and they all have essentially a slightly tweaked version of the same riff.
One word for you.
It's
Bleh.
Yeah. So
Bleh.
okay,
Every
so
metal band fucking does it.
those okay. So there we go. So some pretty strong contenders there with Get in the Bin. So that was, what did we have? We had Spotify. We had
Spotify and
capitalism fucking over
Capitalism
venues
and AI.
So
Those are solid ones.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
awesome, amazing. Well, thank you very, very much for taking the time to chat with us. As we said, we've been harping on about Metal to the Max nonstop for a couple of months now. There's
That's all you're going to be seeing until
guys.
October. That's all you're going to be seeing.
It's what you're going to be seeing until October, guys. So get used to it.
Things, you could be doing 6 months worth of coverage on the Errors, man.
You could hook over to my OnlyFans.
I'll make everyone that's watching a deal, okay? If everyone that watches has been watching our coverage, if you're getting sick of hearing about Metal to the Max, go and buy a ticket, and then you don't have to watch any more of our videos until after Metal to the Max.
Then you can just see us.
I'll make that as a deal.
Use the promo code, can you please fucking shut up? And then we will just block you from all socials.
Yeah, there you go.
It.
Promo code may or may not be valid in Australia.
Yep.
But anyway, thank you so much, Ash. Very much appreciated. We cannot wait for that long weekend in October. We are going to be out there getting dusty while we get dusty, and it is going to be an absolute hell of a time. Thank you very, very much to Ash. Thank you for watching. I have been Reverend Raph. He has been Beer Buddy, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.